Hey everybody, welcome back to another episode of Judgetome. Yes, Judgetome. You have to say it with authority. Judgetome. Welcome back to Judgetome. We are the law. Anyways, so in our last episode, we got our bedroom set up. We got our counts done. Now we're working on getting our dining area / production for food out of the way. I kind of thought about it a little bit with all this clutter and the rocks and such, and I decided that any kind of like a catch-all stockpile for stone and lumber is going to have to wait. It's just going to have to wait until we have a few more people to cart things around, because I just simply don't want to get people hauling things that don't really need to be hauled. I mean, it's an eyesore, but it's not, mission critical right now that we get all these rocks dealt with. So we could hide them. I understand there is a function in the game that hides these things, but yeah. All right, so we do have 3 idlers though. Carpenter, woodcutter, and mason are all idle. Well, we can fix that. It's now summer. What we'll do is we will go ahead and get, once this save's done, hopefully it's not crashing. Please don't crash. Please don't crash. It's not responding. Okay. Woo! Alright, so we can go in here. Nope, not there. And not there either. And then we can queue up some work orders for basically some tables and chairs. So we're going to need some rock tables, 3, and rock chairs. Sorry, throne, 3. And that'll get the mason busy again. I don't know that we really need to cut any more wood, but I mean, we might as well, while we've got the have the ability to do it. Got the free time. We can do that. And who's the other one? The carpenter. Shelly. Shelly, do you have plant gathering activated? I bet you do. You do. So you are, Jirafa is the mason. So we'll turn that off on you, and then we'll have Shelly gather some plants. It's probably not a whole lot to gather, but hey, we'll do it. See if we can get some seeds. And that should keep everybody busy once more. So we're going to put we can go ahead and get a workshop set up for the kitchen. Hotkey is Z for kitchen. And we'll make it out of chert. And then we can do our fishery for cleaning fish that we catch. Hopefully we do have some fish that we can catch. And our still. Oh, gotta wait till he finishes that last block there. Our last 2 blocks. There we go. Let's get that still right here. No, not marble. Chert, and then we can set up a stockpile. Now we're going to make this. This stockpile is going to be a catch-all. At the moment, it's going to be a catch-all for everything, except, well, we can just leave it taking everything for now. And then we'll differentiate it later, so we can get the things in off of this. What that's probably going to leave out here is basically lignite, if I had to guess. Plump helmet spawns. Okay, so that will be brought in because it's seeds. That'll be brought in. The thread, bronze mace, which we should probably just we can do, so we can set up a squad. We'll just say no uniform. Razors of Bronze. That's awesome. That's awesome. Such a good name. Oh, it's so fitting too. And then don't we have somebody with some? Didn't we? Yeah, Crundle Thunder, baby. The Thunder of Crundles. He's here. And then we look at his equipment, and we will assign that weapon to him. Specific weapon, Bronze Mace. Bada bing, bada boom. And then if we need to, like, you know, do some damage to something, at least we have, you know, a quote-unquote squad to use. So I really want to find someplace that we can grow things, but we can't just dig around willy-nilly either. And we might have to irrigate. We may actually have to do some irrigation by by various methods. The easiest of which to set up, and also the most time-consuming, being Bucket Brigade. So we'll go ahead and plan out our doors here. Now we should see a lot of hauling going on. We should be seeing all of this stuff being brought in from the wagon. Once all the perishables are off the wagon, we can deconstruct the wagon for wood. We suspended the construction of the still, probably because something was in the way. We'll just unsuspend it and let them finish it up. Okay, and we can go ahead and get our chairs and tables set up in this dining area here. So we'll just do something like, maybe like this. Put our chairs here, here, and here. And our tables here, here, and here. And then they'll get brought in as soon as somebody can get to it and they're finished. So we may want to have separate catch-all stockpiles for economic stone and separate catch-all stockpiles for common stone. And the reason for that being, we can designate specific workshops for the economic stone to make sure that the stone that they're using to make the things is the good stuff, you know, and it's more valuable. Something we might consider. Okay, so everything's in there. Go ahead and make this a dining room. All right, we'll go ahead and we'll just stop it there. That's actually, we'll make it a little smaller. That's fine for now. And yeah. So now the dwarves know that if they want to come and sit down to grab their bite to eat, they can come in there and use those tables and chairs at their leisure. Manager, nothing to do, huh? Woodcutter and mason again. You know, it's funny because there should be plenty to do. We should have plenty of hauling to do. Let's pause it and see. Gulgnok is, yeah, he's busy. He doesn't need to be doing any of this. You have hauling active, but you're not. You're not even mining. Of course, we don't have any mining set to go. We could just start mining again. Shelly's still picking plants. That's good. Wood cutting. We could put Sparky here on some plant gathering. So we don't need any wood cutting done right now. All right, let's start thinking, I guess, about like where are we going to want to put our mining? We really don't need the metal right now. Might be better just to go ahead and get our stockpiles set up. So we're thinking about putting our stockpiles across the hall over here. Here's what I'm gonna do. We're gonna see here. We might put stockpiles up here, maybe. Maybe a little 2 for entrance, and then we're gonna make use of all the space, guys. I mean, all of the space. It's gonna be used for something. The reason that I'm doing this is if we hit soil, we can use this for farmland. But I'm thinking that this is going to be one of our stockpiles. Like maybe this could be a stockpile for. This could be a stockpile for food. It's a pretty big stockpile. It could be a shared stockpile. You know, we could stockpile both food and booze there. Oh, let's get it mined out and see what happens. But I really expected to hit some soil at some point, but I suppose I should have known. I guess, that the soil might be further up, actually. I didn't even think about that. Aha. Clay. Silty clay. Silty clay. What do we got up here? More silty clay. Can you grow in silty clay? Let me look. Let me check. Silty clay. Yep, you can. You can grow in silty clay. But you know, we said it was going to be a single layer fortress. We said it was going to be a single layer fortress. You know? And if I was to go up there just to farm, then I'd kind of be breaking my promise to Armok, wouldn't I? I mean, Crundle Thunder might suffer some wrath, might bring misfortune down upon the fortress. So maybe I shouldn't do that. We might have to look at irrigating. It's probably something I should have thought about earlier. I should have looked up. But it just dawned on me that it was probably further up, you know, because we're not at the top of this mountain. We're kind of in the middle of it. But I'm not even sure if I would have done it anyways, because we need the room. We need the underground room, and we wouldn't have as much underground room up there. I mean, we would have had to go 2 layers up, and that would have well, I mean, that's quite a bit of room. I don't know. So I'm gonna have to probably do some irrigation for farming, and that probably needs to happen pretty soon. That might be a project for the next video. Maybe. Are we going to be able to put doors here? We might not be able to put doors here because it's... yeah, we can. Okay. Because it's got a wall on one side. All right. So we'll go ahead and do that. I suppose we could get some doors cranking. What's our mason doing? Moving items around. Let's go ahead and let's make some rock doors. We'll just start off with a batch of 10. Excuse me, frog in my throat, and I don't have a drink handy to quench my thirst. It's like one of the most important things about making Let's Plays is like you need to have something close to you to drink. So like you need to think about that before you record your videos. Sometimes I get so excited to record a video that I don't think about having something around to sip on. Okay, so our stockpile is all dug out now. So let's see. We can do food and drink. We're gonna need probably about equal space. So we'll make 2 stockpiles here. Oops, we need to remove some designation there. We don't want our stockpile, you know, going outside. And then, actually, I don't like how that's going to turn out. We'll do it from over here and then just remove the designation. Okay, and then what we'll do is we're going to go in here, and this is going to be for food. So we're going to want to forbid out, let's forbid out plants and drinks and seeds. Fat. I think paste is okay. Pressed material, I think is okay. Yeah, forbid out the extracts and the lye. Well, fat's okay, but I don't really want to cook the tallow. I guess we could always just say don't cook the tallow. I'd rather have a separate stockpile for that stuff. Paste, pressed material. I guess the cakes are fine. I don't know. We'll forbid out the cakes. Okay, and then this one will be for drinks. So we're just going to forbid out, well, really everything but drinks. What's left on this wagon? Lignite. I told you to. I assigned that to you. You haven't picked it up yet? What a sluggard. Just a bunch of lignite, looks like. So we can deconstruct that wagon. Lignite's not going to go bad on us. Yeah, we brought a lot of lignite. So let's remove that. Very good. Now, where do we want our farming layer to be for irrigation? Really, what makes a lot of sense to me would be to put a farming layer in here. It's kind of close to the production facilities. So basically, what we're gonna have to do is we're gonna have to muddy the soil in here. We'll have to muddy this. Irrigation's not something I normally mess with. Normally, I always try to get some soil, but we don't want to offend Armok. Before I call this video to an end, let's look at our kitchen stocks here. What do we got? Millet plants, plump helmets, radish plants, turnip plants. We're going to turn off cooking on that. We're just going to use it for brewing. We're getting pretty low on drinks, aren't we? Well, I say pretty low. We brought, what, 60? We're down to 30, so we've used about half. We could go ahead and start brewing, I guess. Did this ever get completed? No, it's suspended still. Unsuspended. Cannot reach. Try unsuspending it again. Is it because of this rock here? Huh. Let's try removing it. And then putting it back down, I guess. See if it suspends it again. There we go. Okay. Yeah, they definitely changed the graphic pack because it looks a lot cooler now. We can brew from plant. But we're going to need some rock pots, which is going to require a Dwarf's workshop. So we probably need to do that first. So let's go ahead and build a Dwarf's workshop. And that is... You'd think I would know the hotkey. Which, if I thought about it for longer, I probably would. But we'll make it out of chert. And then we'll put a stone stockpile around it. And we need to make sure no metal ore, no economic stone, no clay. And we need a stockpile for the pots themselves. So what to me makes a lot of sense would be to go into our stockpile screen and remove the designation for this stockpile that we set up, this temporary one. Maybe not all of it. Maybe just some of it. Like maybe here in the middle. Like that. And then we'll set up it's going to be furniture storage, I believe. And then it's just going to be for rock pots. Large pots, food storage, that's it. Okay, well, I think we'll put a cut in there, and in the next video, we might look at starting to try to irrigate out something that we can start farming on, because we certainly don't want to run out of booze, and we don't want to have to depend on just trading for booze either, because that won't work. Once we get our fortress up to a certain size, it's just not gonna. We can't support our fortress that way, so we're gonna have to do something like that. So look forward to that. And otherwise, yeah, I guess we'll just keep on planning some things out and maybe building a few more workshops. We need to get a gem cutter's workshop going. Wouldn't be a bad idea to go ahead and start getting like some charcoal so that we can start processing the lignite. But a lot of this also depends. We really do need our migrant wave because we only have 7 people. So there's just so much that we can do at this point. We don't want to do too many things, because if we start just doing a ton of stuff, then we're not going to have anybody available to move stuff around. So, you know, it's often a good thing to have an idler or two. You know, generally a good number that I shoot for further on in the game is, you know, are my idlers above 10% of my available workers? And if they are, then I look for things for them to do. If they're not, then I'm generally content to have a few idlers. If I'm constantly seeing 0 or 1 idlers, especially later in the game, usually that's followed very, very shortly by animal death and plant death. where our crops start rotting in the fields and such. So, but we can also avoid those things by making sure that our dwarves are doing the right thing. Actually, let's see. Does anybody have animal? Yeah, we need somebody to have animal care here. So that might be a good thing for Shelly. Shelly, maybe. Let's see, who would be the best equipped for that? 50%, 53%. Kind of makes sense, Giraffa, you know, to be the animal care guy. And it certainly looks that way. And we don't have to have just one person, though, so we can have 2 people. And they'll just, they'll be responsible for taking care of the animals. Anyways, thank you guys so much for joining me. And until next time, game on.